Before we get to our final matches of our 2017 VEX Robotics World Championship, I'd like to turn things over to the REC Foundation President, Jason Barella. Please help me welcome Jason.
Kids, did you have fun this week? To the students, something that I need to say to you. This week and this season at so many events, so many of you have come up to me and you say thank you to me. And a lot of your parents and your mentors, your teachers say thank you. But the truth is that I need to thank you. And here's why. Over the past year, if you watch, if you read, if you listen to the news, it's been easy to get discouraged about the state of our society, of peace, of civility, of respect, of honesty, of equality for our daughters and for everyone. But being here for the past week, you bring nothing but hope and optimism. Seeing your energy and your passion, watching you all work together, watching you treat each other with dignity and respect while working hard to solve problems together. You are the hope for our future. You are what makes our future bright. So to every student here, thank you for giving us all hope. So that hope, that leads me to the very important topic that I wanted to talk about, and we mentioned yesterday. The Girl Powered and the Girl Powered Online Challenge are part of a joint initiative between the REC Foundation and VEX Robotics that seeks to get equal representation of girls in our programs and all STEM fields eventually. So why is it so important? Well, a big part of that is because of equality and inclusivity. I'd like to share with you a quote that's been a favorite of mine for many years now. It's by Ralph Waldo Emerson, a great American thinker and visionary of his time. And you'll see it says, "Every man I meet is my superior in some way, and in that I learn from him." The point is, no one knows everything. More importantly, it means that everyone has experiences that you haven't had. Everyone knows some things that you don't. Everybody can learn something from every person they meet or work with. So I'd like to tell you a story because I think it helps explain what I'm talking about for me. I have 2 daughters and a son, and I've helped coach them on baseball and softball teams. I can tell you all the skills in baseball and softball are exactly the same. But what has really bugged me for a long time is a saying that I've heard a lot of boys and a lot of men say over the years. It has variations like, "You throw like a girl," or "Don't throw like a girl." I know we've all heard it. I'm sure I probably said it jokingly with friends when I was younger. You might have said it. But worse is, I think the first time that most of me and my friends ever heard it was probably from a coach who thought that they were motivating us. What they might not realize is that what girls hear, and that means what boys hear also, is that it means being a girl is inferior, that a girl can't do something as well as a boy. And that's not true, of course, but what the kicker is, if you think about it, and I do want you to think about it, is what "you throw like a girl" really means. It really means that you throw like someone who's never been taught to throw a ball. It means you throw like someone who's never been coached or mentored or never had someone practice with you. You throw like no one ever told you that you could do it. And what I've found out is that girls who are included, mentored, and taught throw just as well as a boy because they've been encouraged, taught, and told that they can. So the truth is that boys don't throw better. They throw like someone who had a dad or a mom or a mentor practice throwing with them thousands and thousands of times. But before all that practice, guess how every single boy threw the first time that they played catch as a child? They threw exactly how girls throw their first time throwing a ball. And you know, it's the same thing with everything you do, especially in STEM. Just like everyone can throw if they are taught how, everyone can be a scientist, an engineer, or anything else if they are given a chance and taught how. But if the majority of our society wants, thank you. But if the majority of our society wants or acts like boys will be better at something than girls, then guess what? That's what our society is going to get. But if we as a society treat them equally, teach them equally, and pay them equally, we will get a society full of boys and girls who all excel equally. So, I want to be clear about one thing. This is not just about girls. This applies to every underrepresented group out there. It doesn't matter what your race, your age, your gender, or orientation may be. Anyone who's interested in science, technology, engineering, or math has just as much potential to be great as anyone else. It's really common sense. If you limit the number of people and the type of people on your team, you limit your options, you limit your abilities, you limit your knowledge base, and you limit the ideas you're going to get, which means you limit the solutions you can find. And here's one thing. I watch you on your teams working together with respect, treating each other as equals. I'm standing in an arena full of people who get it. But my thinking has changed a little bit over the years. And here's part of the problem. It's not really enough to just get it anymore. Just being encouraging isn't enough. It's not enough to just not be part of the problem. I propose that if we're not part of the solution, that we actually are part of the problem. If we're silent, we're enabling the problem. If we're not actively bringing others in and along, we're enabling the problem. And it's important we recognize that. So to the men out there, let's be clear, there's no shortage of strong and brave women out there willing to speak out and fight for what's right. But they didn't cause the problem, and they can't solve the problem alone. And they shouldn't have to, because these are our mothers, our sisters, and our daughters. Men have to be a part of the solution. We have to support them. They deserve that, and we owe them that. So everyone here in this program around the world, trust me, you are part of the solution. It's not enough to just say that we welcome girls or any other underrepresented group to join a team. We need to recruit them into our teams and our programs. You all need to recruit them. It's in our best interest. Trust me, it's in our best interest. You'll learn from them. They'll learn from you. You'll make more friends. And together with a more diverse and inclusive team, you'll actually have more ideas, and you'll come up with better solutions for many things, like this new game that you're going to see tonight. So, remember the quote that I put up earlier? I want to point out there was a problem with the quote. The quote was a sign of a society at that time, but I'm sure that you all noticed there was one thing wrong with it. Well, he was brilliant, but it probably never occurred to him to think or phrase it otherwise. How could it? His society learned from less than half of their society. They didn't solve as many problems as they could have because they thought that only men could solve the problems. So going forward, that quote should read, "Everybody I meet is my superior in some way, and in that I learn from them." You can learn from every man and woman, from everyone. So I'm going to close with this. At one of our receptions this week, it was pointed out to me that with about 1,400 teams of students, mentors, and teachers, all passionate about STEM, here, this week, in this building, it means this building had the largest concentration of IQ in one building anywhere on the planet this week. That's you. So think about that. If any group is going to be a leader in solving the issues of access, diversity, equality, and much more, it's groups like us. And I hope every student and every adult in our community, men and women, join us, not only in the Girl Powered Initiative, but in actively working for equality and inclusivity for every student, every ethnicity, gender, religion, and orientation. If everyone is included, we all learn more, we will share more ideas, we will solve more problems, we will appreciate and respect each other more, and that's the kind of world I know we all want to live in. So thank you all for being part of the solution going forward.